Hello and welcome back to the Bridge podcast with Beezie Luna. Today we're going to talk about occupying states, and a couple episodes back I mentioned states very, very briefly, and today we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about them. And I want to start with the difference between feeling versus acceptance. And we also mentioned acceptance in episode 1. And the reason I want to compare it to feeling today is because Neville Goddard and everyone who follows him, we always talk about feel it real, right? When we talk about our desires, we want to feel it real. And I don't know about you, but whenever I was first starting manifestation stuff, I thought feeling it real and feeling meant emotional. So like I would meditate and it would be a guided meditation and I would cry and everything and really feel emotionally the way that I would feel receiving that good news or receiving that manifestation. And granted, that is included, like the feeling of what that would actually feel like for you in the moment, emotionally, mentally, that's included. However, if we're going to talk about the source material, if we're going to talk about Neville Goddard, what he meant when he said feel it real is accept it as reality. He didn't mean go cry about it or get enthusiastic about it or whatever, which you can do if that's what helps you, but it doesn't have to be emotional at all. He's talking about feel it real, accept it as your reality. Just like I have a big couch in my living room, right? I did not manifest that specifically. I got it off Facebook Marketplace because I needed a couch. But whenever I go in the living room, I see that couch. I walk around the Chase Lounge on the side and I plop myself down and that's it. I don't think about the couch. I don't worry about the couch. I don't pine over the couch. It's there, it exists, and I sit on it every day. It's a regular part of my everyday life that I see every single day, interact with every day, and it's nothing special to me. It's nothing out of reach or out of the ordinary. It's nothing that's on a pedestal. It's my couch and it's there. It's completely normal. I've normalized it entirely because it is just a piece of furniture. Okay. Now, can you tell if I actually have a couch or not? You should not be able to tell. That is how you need to speak about your manifestations, to feel it real, to normalize it, to naturalize it, to accept it as reality. It can be something exciting for you or really, really good news or whatever, but it should not be something that's on a pedestal or out of reach. And if we kind of keep putting it in that spot, in that corner, we're training our subconscious to want it over and over and never quite get it. You know what I mean? So when we are thinking about feeling it real, when we meditate or do SATs or whatever, and if you don't know, SATs is state akin to sleep. So it's like kind of meditating as you drift off to sleep intentionally. So like meditations can be done at any time of the day or whatever. And SATs is specifically getting yourself in such a relaxed state that your body thinks that you're sleeping, but your mind is still awake. So this can lead to sleep paralysis even, because that's kind of what that is. But I've never been huge on SATs because I always fall asleep. That's a big problem for me. I will say that whenever I do SATs, because I still do it sometimes, but whenever I do it, I have dreams related to my manifestation, especially if it's over a few nights. I can tell my subconscious is working while my conscious mind is off the clock and I'm knocked out. My subconscious is doing some work because I feel a type of way whenever I wake up in the middle of the night to roll over. It's like I just interrupted something, like something regarding my subconscious, something regarding my manifestations. I just interrupted it, and I like that feeling. And that means the subconscious is working. And I don't remember all my dreams, but that feeling of interrupting my subconscious while it's working is a good thing to feel as well. So for me, I would say SATS still does something, even though I fall asleep while I do it. But the point of what I'm trying to say is that any methods that we're doing, SATS, meditation, affirmations, I think one of the new things now people are saying is robotically affirm. If any of those help you to get in the state of being that version of you that has that in reality, and knowing that to be true, knowing that to be real, that is what you need to do. You don't have to do any specific methods, but if that's what helps you get into the state of being that version of you, then do whatever helps you. You don't have to affirm nonstop. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to journal. But if all of those things help kind of get your brain to click and phase into that version of you that has your manifestation, then do it. But those things are not to be like attacked from an angle of, well, if I journal, I will feel emotionally happier. Or if I meditate, I will feel emotionally overwhelmed with joy or whatever. Those things feel great, but that's not exactly what's getting you your manifestation. What's going to get you your manifestation is normalizing it, not thinking about the couch. It just is there. It exists because it's mine and I have it. It's just a normal part of my life. And that's that, you know? So I want you to think of it like that. And I do have this couch in real life, but it could go the same way if I didn't and I was manifesting it actively. I would feel it real by saying the stuff that, like the exact stuff that I'm already saying. That I walk in my living room and my big couch is there. It's just a normal part of my everyday life. I walk around the side and I sit my butt down and I turn my TV on and I cozy up with my cats in my blanket on my big couch. And I don't think twice about it. And the more natural that feels to me, the more real that feels to me. That's what feeling it real means. That's what Neville Goddard means. So what I'm doing when I'm feeling it real that the couch is there in my living room, is I am occupying the state of the version of me who has that couch in her living room. It's not about the couch. I'm not attracting the couch. I am kind of morphing into the version of me who has it already. Okay? That's what feeling it real is. You're occupying a state. Okay? You don't have to be emotional about it, but if that's what helps you, like one of my big manifestations, I don't want to get specific because my manifestations that are very big are super personal and emotional to me as well, which is not a bad thing. But one of my big manifestations makes me like sob crying because when it happens in my 3D, it won't be a shock to me because I am expecting it, because that's what manifestation does. I get my manifestations always, but it will be such an overwhelming experience that I know that I will sob in front of this person. So I feel that. I feel that joy. I feel that relief. And like even right now, my eyes are tearing up just thinking about how I'm going to feel. And I feel it now. So that's another thing of feeling it real, is placing myself in that scene, seeing it with my own eyes right now, feeling it with my body, feeling it with my emotions. That also makes it feel real. But am I going to get emotional over a couch that I'm manifesting? No. So what I'm saying is the emotions are not a requirement for you to feel it real, because that's not what Neville Goddard meant by feelings. He didn't mean emotions. Okay? If that's what helps you and you get excited to feel certain things and cry and laugh out loud when you're meditating, like that's great. And that's part of it if that's what works for you. But I'm just trying to be clear that that is not what Neville Goddard meant. He meant feel it real, as in accept it as reality. Acceptance, okay? And occupying the state of the version of you who has it. It's not about the item. It's not about the experience. It's about the version of you who has that item or is experiencing that thing. And you are placing your consciousness, your awareness into her. Okay? Does this make sense? I'm hoping you're following. And when we're talking about states, it is the state that has to change. It is the self that has to change first. So you can't go about it thinking like, oh, well, my apartment is completely unfurnished, and once I get this couch, then I'll feel like I can settle into my apartment a little more. I'll feel a little more secure. Like, no, you need to feel settled and secure now and mesh yourself into the version of you that has that couch now to receive the couch. You have to change the self first. Does that make sense? I used to think this too, where it's like, well, once I have this, I will be happy then. Or once I look this way, then I can be confident. No, I'm occupying the version of me mentally, consciously, with my awareness, who is confident. And it might be because of XYZ reasons. It doesn't have to be superficial. I can just be confident, period. But if I'm trying to manifest a physical change to my body, the version of me that I am consciously aware of, that I am occupying the state of, already has that physical change. Okay? And how does that make me feel? That makes me feel confident. That makes me feel sexy. That makes me feel beautiful. Like the baddest bitch out here. Okay? And I feel like that right now, even though that physical change has not happened to me in the last 10 seconds. But I feel that now. I feel that real now. Okay? You have to change self first. And you have to occupy the state of the version of you who has that thing that you want first. Before you receive it. Okay? And Neville Goddard himself said, you cannot serve two masters. Like, you cannot exist in two states at the same time. That's called dual-minded. Dual-minded. That is not what we want to feel. And this is a big problem with me as well, I'll be honest. So, like, you can meditate on your desire or do methods surrounding your desire, all these journal methods. You can affirm, you can do sats, but you can still be in a state of lack and want and desire instead of a state of fulfillment of your desire. And when Neville talks about fulfillment, how do we fulfill our desire if we don't have it in the 3D? And Edward Art would talk about this too. We fulfill it in imagination. Imagination, the 4D, that is reality. The 3D is a mirror reflection of it. And I think we all know this. There may or may not be a lag. The lag, like length of time, depends on your true alignment with the state that you're trying to be in. Okay? If you're struggling to align with the version of you who has that thing in the 4D, then you could have a bigger lag, longer lag. But if it's just like, boom, immediate, you align with her right away, and you know, like in a couple days, like that you don't even think about the thing anymore because you have it. It's just natural, just like my couch in my living room. Then that manifestation will come to you at warp speed, okay? But the important thing is to occupy only one state at a time. It is okay to be anxious or nervous or worry about the manifestation, but once you clock that feeling, acknowledge it, let it have its own moment, and then realign to the version of you who has the thing. Forget about the nervous version of you. Don't occupy that state if you can help it. Occupy the state of the version of you who has the thing that you want. And then don't do this flip-flop. Like, as much as you can, be mindful of the state that you're currently occupying. Which state are you occupying right now? I'm occupying the version of me who has this big couch in my living room. And yes, I do have that, but that's just my example for this podcast. Is my big couch, okay? But say I don't have the couch. I'm occupying the version of me every single day. I come home, I take my shoes off, I take care of my cats, I get my tea, whatever, my dinner. I walk into the living room, that couch is there. I glance at it because it's just in my field of view. But otherwise, I don't look twice. I just sit down on it because it's there and it's my couch. Nothing crazy, nothing spectacular, it's my couch. I need you to occupy that state where it's normal to you. It belongs to you and you're used to it. It's normal. It's natural now. Okay? Occupy that state. And you can do your methods and everything if it's what it's helping you to get to that kind of clicking feeling where it feels natural and real and comfortable now, then you do that. But like I said, those things won't give you that feeling. Those things are only there to help you. Those things will not give you something. Like, you don't meditate or journal to get your manifestation. You journal if it makes you feel a certain way or motivated or high vibration. Like, if it does something for you, then that's good for you, you know. But if it doesn't do anything for you, like you have to pull teeth to get yourself to sit down and journal, but you force yourself anyway because you think, well, that's part of the many methods I have to do to get this thing. That's completely backwards. That is not what we're trying to do. Because even while we're doing the journaling or the meditating, we are still occupying the state of lack. We are still thinking, I have to do this method right now to get my manifestation. It's part of the process, you know. You do not have to do any specific methods to get something. The goal is not to get anything, as a matter of fact. It is to be. It is to become. It's not about an item or an experience. It's about you, okay? If the methods help you to click with her, to align with her, to focus your awareness and shift your awareness into the version of you who has what you want, then that's a good method for you. If that method doesn't do that for you, then it's kind of a waste of your time, I'll be completely honest. That's why I think robotically affirming, yeah, over time it'll do something to the subconscious, right? It has to. But does it change the way you feel? Like, if you robotically affirm all day, do you still feel anxious at the end of the day? Do you feel any more connected to the version of you who has what you want? Or are you just going through the motions? Because that's blocking you right there. If you're going through the motions of all these methods, but you're still occupying a state of lack or desire, it's not helping you. It's all about the state, okay? And this version of you that you're occupying that you don't want to occupy, we cannot bring this present level of consciousness into the new state. You cannot occupy two states at once, and you also cannot bring this state with you. You have to leave her behind. It's entirely separate in a completely new version of us that we're trying to embody and become. It's a completely new version of our consciousness. And we need to occupy the state of the new version. And how do we do this? We use I am. We don't use I want or I will have. We use I am. Be conscious of being, not having, not doing, not seeing, but being. Focus our awareness on the version of us that we want to embody. And then we shift our focus to being her. Okay? Relax. Focus your awareness on being instead of wanting. Okay? I hope this made sense. I hope you followed. And I think that's it for me today. Kind of a short episode. Maybe not too short. It's still 20 minutes, but shorter than last week. But yeah, so in summary, this is the difference between feelings, as in emotions, and feeling it real, as Neville Goddard would say. What he means is acceptance of this as reality. Feeling it real, feeling it natural, feeling it normal. And eventually, over time, normalizing it so much that you don't think about it at all anymore. Just like my couch in my living room that I don't look twice at. Okay? We want to occupy the state of being the version of us who has the thing. We don't want to feel emotions about the thing or desire for the experience. We want to become her. We want to be her who has it. Okay? Well, I hope this helps. And it definitely helps me to talk about this out loud. But yeah, so that is this week's episode. And I will see you guys next week with another.